Well, one of the weeks
So I think we're going to get started. First off, I think I want to thank everyone for coming. It's awesome to see this many lectures in one space. It's like sort of like a stream that we're used to on our browsers. Maybe it's turning into a cloud of people. Yeah, and so what we want to do before we jump into the thick of it, and it's going to be very thick for the rest of the weekend, is just introduce folks to the structure and the framework and sort of the plan and the team, and also possibly introduce folks to each other. Yeah? I think that's a great idea. Should we do that? John thinks that's a great idea. Should we do that? I feel like, well, it was my idea. I planted the seed. But I feel like it's a small enough group. It's a big group, but it's small enough that we could at least go around and just like say names and where we're from, because this is like, you know, that could be a cue for, oh, well, that's that person. Yeah. So, can I start with you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kevin Carey. I'm from Boston, but I go to SAIC, so mostly out here.
Hi, Brian from Los Angeles, but I also go to school in Chicago.
Oh, this is a good trend. I'm Sam Goldstein. I'm from San Jose, California, but I also go to school with these guys at the school for Chicago.
I'm Tyler, school at Columbia.
I'm Shanae. I'm from the Chicago.
I'm Chris, I'm also in school at SAIC.
I'm Ben, I'm French, and I'm from Dublin.
I'm Helena. I'm from Peru.
I'm Katrina. I'm from the suburbs.
And I'm Kevin, and I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm from Charleston, West Virginia. I'm going to school at SAIC.
Chris from Bloomington.
I'm Clint, I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
I'm Ben from Chicago.
JD, New York.
I'm Todd from Chicago.
Hi, Antonio from Birmingham, England.
I'm Neil Rock from
Not too
London.
fast. I can't type them.
Oh yeah, this is also like a roll call.
I'm Neil Rock from London.
I'm Rick Silva from Eugene, Oregon.
I'm Catherine from Los Angeles.
Go back over here, I'm Phil Stearns, I'm from Brooklyn.
And I'm Will Robertson, I'm from Chicago.
I'm Beth. I'm from England, and I'm in the province. I don't know.
I'm George Roach.
I'm Jessica Westbrook. I live around here, and I'm from
I'm Jason, and I'm just popped in from Illinois.
James from Chicago. I'm Daniel from New York City.
I'm Ben, but I'm better known as Dahlia from Indianapolis.
I'm Kurt, I'm from Asheville, North Carolina.
I'm
Sorry, I missed one. This is the first one I missed. What?
It's your turn, baby. I'm Paul, I'm from Chicago, I teach at SAIC.
I'm Alfredo from Mexico City, but I go to school at SAIC.
I'm Alex from Nebraska, I teach at Bellevue University. That's Ashton.
I'm Nick, I'm from New York. I go to school at SAIC with I'm Ben, I'm a rabbit from space.
Awesome. That's great. And I'm Nick. I'm from Chicago. I'm John from Chicago. And that's Rosa from Amherst.
Hey.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, so thanks for being here on Thursday also. This is sort of like a little tail at the beginning of the whole shebang. And so I'm going to assume that these are folks that are deeply invested and are going to be here the rest of the time, which is exciting. Because this year's all about that participation, that round. So that's kind of what we want to start with, is going over that framework, just so everybody So, um, so the model for this year is kind of an amalgamation of a whole bunch of different things and the workings of ideas of a whole bunch of us who've been chiming back and forth with each other, fleshing this kind of model out. So we're just going to dictate what that's turned into via the sort of working groups that a lot of people have been participating on, and all the other conversations that we've had on and offline, so that we know what it's resulted in. So before we get into that, I want to ask that you sort of abandon all preconceived notions of festivals and conferences and gatherings of that sort. Mostly because I feel like those most preconceived notions have caused a little bit of confusion about what to expect and stuff, and there's been a lot of chatter amongst all of us about, like, are there going to be performances this year? And we're like, yeah, there's going to be performances. Everyone wants to do performances. And like, cool. And then everybody's like, where's the lineup? And we're like, oh, there's no lineup. It's going to be folks that come. We're just saying, hi. So there's going to be performances this year. yeah, there's going to be performances. And so there's that, So we want to like toss out all those ideas, including the stuff that we've all done in the last couple of years. Half of you or more have been a part of that the last couple of years. So just, we're just going to trash that and start with a kind of clean slate. So in the abstract, we've got what we're calling inputs and outputs. That seems to be terminology we're all in favor of. And then so we've got these inputs. And these inputs are going to sort of funnel through this sort of like structure machine sponge system. You want to real-time draw this?
Yeah, I'm in real.
No one's going to real-time draw this, just because visuals are white. So this is in the abstract. We'll break this down in the detail. So join me in the abstract for one. Okay, so we've got inputs.
I gotta get a marker.
Okay, we're just waiting for marker.
No, you can go.
Let's go. Go without a marker. So we're the inputs, and our ideas and our work are the inputs. So that's what I mean when I say inputs. And then the inputs go through the structure sponge, like sort of system machine that John's going to draw
I'll get to it.
in a second. And then through that funneling, we've got output. And output is what we're sharing in the evenings with folks that are interested and curious in checking out the output. Okay, so those are inputs.
And like ideas, these are like idea bubbles, right? Conversations, right?
Right, like all the conversations
You
we've
know,
been having on
it's like a web browser.
working groups, for example.
And then,
Right, so inputs.
right.
Then the inputs go through the machine sponge
So
structure.
at the beginning, the way to get into the machine, which is where we're all at, right, is maybe these like tubes, kind of. These are like filtered inputs.
Like Mario?
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the regular
maybe like
Mario
makes a little thing, right? Mario tubes, I like that. And then those, if you look at the schedule, we've got kind of, this is starting to create the schedule, if you see.
Oh.
So if we're thinking about the machine also, we're kind of like, if the machine it's a drivable machine. It's got kind of like a cockpit, it's got this, well, the whole thing's a cockpit. But this is like maybe where you would enter. So this is, traditional belief that like you would have a door. We all know what doors are, but we're asking you to throw those ideas out the window.
Right, so no, George, so aren't you entering through the pipes, the hard pipes?
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. So we're already inside the machine. Because I'm trying to say like we're here. We're like we're already here. So we're gonna look.
You're already in the machine.
We're already in the machine.
Already always in the machine.
So now the machine's looking like it has a face. And these inputs are results from the conversations and everything that's kind of happened, the proposals for the threads, like, right, as you guys all know, rather than doing the call for work like we've done in the past, right, like send us your glitch works, we did send us your glitch ideas, send us your concerns about this realm of experimentation, right? So this year it's a thread of ideas, or threads of ideas were formed, and that's where these inputs are, right? So on the schedule, we've got the glitch XXX or glitch dot 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 cultures, and I was like, this is augmented reality here. And then the defunct, refunct thread. So if you see those kind of first four things on Friday, tomorrow, that's our 4 inputs. Is this starting to make sense?
No, this is still in the abstract. It doesn't have to make total sense just yet.
So then we'll have the threads led by thread leaders, and we're going to call on the thread leaders in a little bit when we finish up our drawing here to explain a little bit more about what's going on, but we want to kind of zoom past. So we'll have the AM threads, and those are areas to work out these ideas that we'll be explaining in a minute. But then over lunch, we'll be coming from the threads together, right, into shared space for lunch and for panels and discussions, right? So if you think about threads in the morning, weave together for lunch, weave back out for afternoon, weave back together for evening, right? This will be like, we'll be walking around Chicago and see someone else from Glitchfield. So this is the lunch, and then, right, you iterate that, and then you come down to evening.
Right.
So
So this is where we get to output.
we
Once
have
it
our
goes
inputs.
through the machine.
This Marcus. We've got our outputs for the evenings. And this is consists of panels like we did for the lunchtime, and then we come together for panels in the evening at another space. If you look on the schedule, there's a little bit of space because we have to travel to this space. So there'll be a migration point. And we'll head over to Triangle, which is in pink. We'll have a couple panels, and then performances.
For output, which is, in large part performances.
Performances, output. And if you think about things structurally, if you step it back a little bit, the first tomorrow night is the Dirty Media Open Robin and the No Media. And if anyone was on the working groups, those technically are outputs because those structures were developed by people having conversations about what to do, right? And so that's tomorrow night.
Yeah, and we should hit those. We should hit each of those outputs.
Yeah.
One by one, just to cover that.
Yeah.
But also post thread.
Okay.
Time.
Yeah.
Just
We'll
go.
explain the threads first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the whole. Yeah.
But so that's like an abstract of the core component is the threads coming together, going back to threads. Oh, and I didn't mention that these should all have like porous boundaries.
Right.
Or
That's why sponge.
right. It's a sponge machine
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
from Lake Michigan. They don't have sponges there.
Right.
But we don't need
And
them.
then this is output.
This is output.
So if you want to take a picture real quick, just so you can keep
Yeah,
track.
if
of
someone's
the-
asking you like what glitch is about this here, this might help.
So that's in the abstract. So that's the whole structure. There's inputs, which is all the ideas and all the stuff we're doing. Then there's the machine, which is the threads and the panels and presentations, and also the spaces that we're in, and the tools that we have. And then there's the output, which is all the stuff that we're going to share with each other, but then also with the folks that are curious and want to come and check stuff out in the evenings, which might be a larger group than we have.
And what I think is kind of cool about this structure and thinking about this stuff from a structural perspective, right, is that's what a lot of glitch artists do, right? So for it to be open and have us all kind of informing that, it has interesting potential that we can all share.
Yeah. And that's part of the,
But it says like, how do we write it in there? Suspend your
I said,
normative. That's like there's a really important cue with that.
abandon any notions that you might have for whatever the purpose is.
Can you say that like it means something? Yeah. Say it with gusto.
Right. It asks that we'd ask each other that we abandon all notions that you may have, preconceptions
balance of.
I was trying to be real casual about it, knowing that John was going to be there.
Ooh, more to cover. This is not.
Yeah, thank you. So cool. So then now, yeah, maybe we take some time to go just dive into this a bit more in detail. So like what the threads are, and have the folks that have organized those sort of explain that a bit. And then we'll sort of run through what some of the proposed output has been by everybody online, what seems to be the how we've imagined this stuff churning out. And then we'll dive into the process. So we'll start with, what's the first panel?
Let's start with the first panel.
Or the threads, sorry.
Sure, I'll start. Hello, I'm the only surviving member of the 30-minute workstation today that was here. We're going to be having different workshops, and they're going to be super accessible. We'll be having workshops from Eric Flushauer. It's going to be like super awesome gift making. We're going to have a Unity and 3D thing. I'm really sorry, Nick, or not Nick, Rick Silva is going to be heading that workshop up. And then we're going to have a ghost frame workshop with Stalio and or Ben. And then we're going to be having some pure data dirtiness with Antonio. So, come hang out. We're gonna try to keep it as laid back as possible. Talking is encouraged, and then the output is gonna be all of y'all's work that you make during the workshop. So the output is really reliant on people participating, and we hope that you do. If you have any other projects too, you're welcome to come and workshop those. We just kind of want it to be like an open space.
And so thread output can be strategized. There's strategies for that can emerge from the group right through. I think Paul and I were talking the other night about like displays or like what are they called? The picture frames.
Yeah, I've got some digital picture films. Still waiting for them to arrive.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ideas that can happen once you're starting to work. And so think of that as sort of a hub for data bending / virtual construction / somehow 30.
Yeah, and there's it's a space that there's possibilities for short performances during the output. It's just whatever you guys want.
Cool, thank you. And so if that's sort of this more software driven workshop and construction space, right? We also have Benjamin Goulart, also known as Recyclism.
So yeah, I suppose I don't know yet who's gonna come. I've seen some faces, but we don't really. I mean, we have a plan of what we kind of want to do, which is more in installation / performance. But we're gonna focus on hardware and objects, and especially also technology. And part of the thread we also have a workshop. I mean, the thread itself is a workshop between all people making it, but also we have parts on Saturday morning, I think, which is open to anybody who's here, or also people outside to come and bring some stuff and circuit them and hack them in a way and then add them to the installation. And I think we have surprise performances for the Saturday nights, and yes, we'll see how it goes basically. So for those of you who are, because I only know names from the website, so if you are involved, please come to talk to me. We're curious to meet you all. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. And then, I should mention on that thread is in the afternoons going to be held at this gallery formerly known as Happy House. So if you see any color variation in the afternoon threads, because it will be building, part of the thread is building this installation, right?
Glitch, XXX Cultures, Threads, focused on social complexity and community, participation/access and representation in Glitch visual culture. The XXX specifically refers to the complexity of gender and sexuality occurrence in Glitch related to media practice, and takes notice of the presence of misogyny, sexual objectification, and co-option in the community.
So I'm just going to talk about some of the people that we're going to have lecture in the work. Shanae is going to be a part of, she's going to come in on Saturday and talk about her work, and we can kind of explore her work together and find out what it is. And that session is kind of part of the session we have with some other female works artists Skyping and listening to the other work. On Saturday afternoon, we have Kevin Vanetsky, who is coming, and he is going to give a paper that he wrote about kind of glitch in relation to queerness, and he's kind of situating glitch in relation to border conversations about some rural queer things that are going on in Pennsylvania. On Friday, we have in the afternoon we have a discussion on Glitch Forum, which is going to continue on the threads, and I'll be leading that discussion, and Stalia will also be coming to talk about some of his work, and David Rowe. I don't think it's very he will be coming too, and then Adam and Jessica will be running a kind of morning session tomorrow on some broader questions of meaning and integration and
I think that also he's part of the different right over.
yeah, the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about like our experiences as working collaboratively, and then introduce this very new culture-related group of young people who makes sense of what it's like to form a group. And there's so many other people in the group, and of course, Glitch knows that there's a lot of collaboration that happens, which will tell us the politics of that and how it works.
How people make decisions, how conflict gets resolved, how people execute ideas, how people share, how they come together in the first place, how they make it work when they're not close to each other, all these sorts of questions that are really pragmatic in terms of working with.
Cool. And then also Daniel and Kirk with the O-Lang Glitch Poe.
So these are all really good. So then we'll just call up our group and we'll go to these three really something we already know. No, but seriously, these groups are really cool. So our group is a group to sort of explore the relationship between language, whatever that means, village, whatever that means, and constraint systems, whatever those are. And so Filippo, if y'all know, just this group of Italian people, it's a workshop of potential literature is what that acronym stands for. And so then they got together and made up constraints. N+7 is a famous one where you write a poem and then you replace all the nouns with the next noun in the dictionary, 7 nouns down. And one constraint was write an entire novel without using a vowel, like the letter P. Which they did, and then you had to translate the entire novel into other languages also without using that same vowel, which they did. But they were writers really, but when they got together, they came up with constraints, which are sort of like meta tools or systems that other writers could use to make actual work. So the idea is, but it gets weird. Yeah, it'll get weird. It's already weird. Because like it's a generative piece of code and instruction for future work to be performed, or is that piece of generative code the actual part that already got performed? So will we be writing code that then people can run and make glitch things? Or will we be making up rules in the English language that people can read and interpret in order to make code? Or will we be making up rules in machine languages that machines can read to interpret to make glitch language? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So my interests are in this sort of the line between the language as it contains meaning, and then this thing right outside of language that is either just like abstract lines. When does a Jackson Pollock
what's meaningful to us between people and what's meaningful to a computer, the way that we communicate with the computer through programming or other sort of interfaces, and where those things come together and start to influence each other in a way that can be interesting at the edges of language. So I think basically our thing is going to be about these edges of language, the way people communicate to each other, communicate with machines, and these systems that might be able to build around that. And we're obviously going to be exploring this as we go, and we're not really quite sure where it's going to take us. But
I think we all are.
we're coming in with a lot of ideas, and hopefully, something is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. And maybe something, I mean, of course, the idea of outputs is not, must have finished work to display on the wall or something, because there's many different ways to consider that, and I think all the threads lend themselves to experimental ways of considering output. And I would say that maybe, what happened on the working groups with the no media thread being sort of inspired by some of the ideas of constraint and systems could constitute as a structural, relational output or something. And the no media, for those that haven't popped onto these threads, that no media will be happening tomorrow night. And there has been a preliminary list of folks that are involved. It has restrictions on folks. But if you're reading it and interested, you can talk to me or Will Robertson, who's in the back. We're kind of helping facilitate that funnel for performances tomorrow night. The no media performances were suggested by Jason Soliday, who came up with an idea of a performative system where you show up, you don't have any samples, you don't have anything prepared. If you have knobs or whatever, everything's at 0. It builds for a set duration, and then is deleted, is gone. It exists only in the moment, for that moment. You can't record. So we'll also have people, blocking any cameras that come out. Only in the moment, for the moment. So that's one structured output. I kind of started talking about structured outputs, but do you want me to talk about those? Or?
So threads. This is that machine. We just discussed that machine structure sponge thing that they're just going to. But yeah, so just to review some of the output stuff. Some of it is pretty open because we don't know what's going to happen, and then some of them are specific because they've been worked out with everybody who's been participating on the online group. So we can go through some of those more specific ones just so folks know what's happening in the evening sessions. So like no media being one of them, and that's tomorrow.
Yeah, and that has constraints as far as the setting, but also the number of folks that can be involved. The other thing tomorrow night is similar, where it's a round robin. Do you want to talk a little bit about round robin structure?
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So round robin. If anybody is into the sort of like Baltimore music, Ram City scene, anybody likes something like Van Dyke and stuff. But they used to do this stuff, or maybe they still do stuff. I don't know. But they used to throw shows that they called round robins, where they would get a whole bunch of bands, and rather than doing a traditional lineup from top to bottom, they would get the bands, set them up around the perimeter of a space, and then each band plays one song, and they go around and around and around to the end of the show. And then recently, a bunch of us in Chicago did a sort of dirty new media round robin. So we're doing like real-time audio video stuff. This is in the garage of the MCA. And we did the same thing, set up everybody's systems around the perimeter, and did these kind of like micro performances. So they're like 5 minutes each, and then we go around. And so this is like sort of a open robin, so kind of like think open mic / round robin TV real-time performance space. And so specifically for this, we're thinking half circle. 5 minute.
Space.
Yeah, 5 minute chunk spaces for folks who want to occupy those spaces. And then we're going to have kind of like a cable snake that's got like, that's got an audio and like video. I think what we're trying to work out is either 2 or 4 quarter-inch cables, a VGA cable, and then a BNC with an RCA adapter. So if folks have a system that they perform within a 5 minute chunk, and you can plug into all of those or one of those connections, then that's.
And it's encouraged to be a visual and audio.
Yeah, so real-time AV kind of performance. With that said, if somebody's more V and somebody's more A, like this is something that's happened organically in the past, the last couple of years of folks that do, like Salio has a pretty audio-based glitchy practice, and then like Will Robertson has a pretty visually based glitchy practice. And so last year, the two of them paired up and did a pretty rad performance, and we hope that like folks continue to do that sort of stuff. So we, when we break off the threads, those conversations should happen and pair up.
And again, for that one, it has constraints obviously within time. Of, we could just end up doing that the entire time and not stop until Sunday. But
And even then,
there's other
that's
stuff.
true.
But in the case of interest for that, also talk to myself and Will Robinson. So we already started talking about Friday, the outputs on Friday. Outputs, well, they're more structures, right? Structures on Friday.
Yeah, structures for output.
Structures for output. The thing that's going to happen tonight. We skipped tonight.
Sorry about that.
Jumping to the future. But tonight is everybody VJ after this. We've got a couple things happening here. After this, we're going to do glossary report with Phil Stearns, and then we're going to probably figure out some sort of communal food situation. And also this allows for people that are interested in threads to touch base with the thread leaders and kind of begin those conversations. But we'll be going over to Triangle at 8 p.m. for a panel that Kurt has organized with Nick. And after that, I'm getting somewhere. We're getting to everybody VJ, which is the structured output for tonight. And we started the evening time performances for this whole conference festival gathering, whatever it is, with radically open. So everybody VJ, the structure there is as many people VJing as possible. Okay, at once. Okay, so we're gonna have as many projectors as we can grab. If you have a projector, please grab it. If you have a microfiche machine, please bring it. If you have any other kind of, if you have a film projector, bring it. It's going to be everybody VJing at the same time. Okay? And this is a structure that's been borrowed from the Read Me Festival in 2004, which Amy Alexander set this structure up, and so it's kind of fun to be implementing these modules from other places of the minds. So yeah, so that's tonight.
Right, that's the rest of it. And tomorrow would be so tomorrow tomorrow starts 6. So tomorrow will be the first day at like 9 a.m. We jump into the sort of 4 threads, people sort of dive in, and then we come together for panel time, and we go back out into threads, and then we jump into the evening, which starts more panel time, and then goes into those other spaces we were talking about. Media stuff, the round robin, open robin, and then also installation projection. So we started a thing called Open Repo with the help of a lot of folks.
Who submitted to Open Repo?
Yeah, how many people submitted to Open Repo so far?
Who doesn't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, right.
Cool. Okay, so Steve, explain.
So yeah, Open Repo. Open Repo itself is just a database that's open for submissions of the glitch variety. So you just go to openrepo.net. That's spelled in leet, so it's 0p3n open, r3p0 repo.net. All right, this is what it looks like. And so this just explains what it is. It's just a database. You can click here, and then a little window pops up. You can submit your work. Any work that can be sort of codified within a URL can be submitted to the database. So that can be web art, but it can also be a video on YouTube, or it could be images on Flickr, or it can be sound, etc. And that's it. That's the Open Repo, just a database of glitch works. And then we're going to be using the Open Repo for sort of like an installation throughout the weekend. So we're going to be projecting works from the Open Repo as they come in. But then we're also planning on using, or hoping that folks use the Open Repo to sort of curate work moving forward. So again, it's just a database. So we put out some open source code for people who want to start web galleries. So with an API sort of scenario, so you can use the Open Repo sort of stuff. But for right now, it's just a database. We can all submit to it, and then that's going to be shared in the evening. So that's going to be projected. Also, we're planning if, tomorrow thread output starts bubbling up, say for example, some of the workshops go swimmingly, as I imagine they will, and the Dirty Media Workstation people want to share that, there'll be projection space and screen space for that. And that's also, again, like John was saying, that can be works in progress. There's no expectation for like super finished art. In fact,
And it can be like the idea of works, the idea of
yeah, I mean,
display,
just
all
totally
of this stuff is up for grabs.
Yeah, there's these visual share spaces for visual work, or I said work again, for stuff that people make, I don't know. And then that's going to be projected. So that's some of the more open stuff we were talking about. So we have like a few projectors, so we'll talk about it tomorrow and see like how we can share those to install work and share that with folks that want to come and Juxify in the evenings at Triangle. So it's the whole day Saturday. Sunday's pretty much the same thing, right? Threads.
Thread out and then thread outputs on Saturday evening. Oh, you just talked about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Which also includes then the installation that everyone's working on for the defunct.
Yeah, well that one's going to get started tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to officially open that up to the public until
Saturday.
Right. So Saturday. So yeah, I mean that's, yeah, like John was saying, defunct refunct is the one thread that for the afternoon session, so morning, panel, afternoon, that quarter of us is going to break off to the gallery formerly known as Happy Dog, which is a space right next to Triangle, because like as John implied, like you got to make it in the space that'll exist in, because it's going to be kind of a big change zombie media. And then yeah, so Saturday do the same thing. Morning threads come together for a group panel sharing ideas. Afternoon threads, and then back over to Wicker Park for output. At which point, defunct refunct sort of open to the public as an installation, perhaps also performative system, depending on how those conversations go. But is that happening on Saturday?
The outputs from other threads.
Yeah, again, more outputs from threads. Screen-based output. We've got
Pizza
projectors
party?
and screens.
Oh, and a pizza party.
Pizza party for Summit.
Can't forget the pizza party. That's an input party.
Are you also going to talk about benefit? What, I don't know, maybe.
Do we have time?
Yeah, we were gonna, I don't know, yeah, or maybe we intro those panels as they present themselves. Yeah.
We're almost there.
Yeah, and then there's more space for performative output on Saturday. So some of those threads have been performative outputs, either hardware thread or like when I was saying, we were gonna do that. And then Sunday is gonna be kind of a wrap up day. Sign up for groups for breakfast potluck. Another report from the working group, superconductor, and name that glitch game that we're excited about. And sort of decompression time, and folks catching their planes back to their spaces. So that's a lot of stuff, and involves commitment and excitement. I mean, we're talking, I don't know if you noticed the times, we're talking 9 a.m. to like midnight, maybe 2. So, there's sort of like, it's going to be a lot of like, I mean, it's going to be super awesome, sort of fun, obviously, but it's going to be a lot of work and like, like serious energies too. So I almost just want to take a moment to just say like, all right, let's get ready for like 4 days.
That said, a lot of the structures for threads are porous again, so we're hardening the sponge right now.
Yeah, right, totally. Yeah, and then like obviously there's a lot of folks that like, for example, can't be here today because either they're still flying in or because there's work, school and stuff. So yeah, folks are going to be coming into threads for maybe 2 of the sessions or 1 of the sessions. We encourage everybody to make as much of it as possible. But yeah.
It's going to be exciting. Do we have time to talk about the panel?
Yeah, well, we also should do chat, Q&A,
Yeah.
sort of
Okay.
conversation.
Yeah, I think we should get questions or conversations.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I wish I had a confetti can.
Is anything?
Oh, thank you. I do. Yes, are there questions?
Yeah, our thoughts or stuff. Or did we miss anything that we talked about on the internet?
Maybe just for the hardware and thread, that's
very happy. They're just insane.
Cool. Okay. Well, we're gonna be moving into this thread report or the working groups report. What time is that slide for? 4. Maybe now we should use this time to kind of break out and if folks want to, if you identify the different thread leaders. Thread leaders, can you raise your hand? And so we'll have a little bit of time here. We'll get Phil set up over here on the.
I think we should, I do want to talk though a little bit about how.
I think we're gonna be text.
Yeah, okay.
No, wait, go ahead. No,
No, but isn't it a good thing though, that what this structure came from? It's just the people that have been in 2010 and 2011, however you say it, 111. So things such as Glitch Safari, which was developed by Antonio, and Jeff Donaldson of Deadlo, which was like a place where people put their glitches that they would find somewhere in the streets. If they found them as well for any village, television, whatever, took a photo, put it on the flicker pool. And what we really enjoyed was the fact that there was this conversation generated. Like this came out of the GLI.TC/H festival. It was a kind of a project that came from that. And another thing was Melissa Barron and the collaboration also with Jen, by the way. Collaborations that really spark new work and new ways of thinking around glitch. And we've had a lot of these moments. I did one of my most favorite performances together with Anton Marini and Stadio in 2010. And I think what you learn so much from collaborating. So we were going to make like a whole list of people that were going that have been working together in the past. And all the memories that I have from the last festivals are the memories of working together with people and speaking together. So not sitting here having this one-way conversation as I'm having with you right now, but it's really like sitting together and making stuff, putting people in the thing. But Ted just came in from Basel. And also more people came in to speak. I think maybe we can finish that too.
Yeah. You guys want to say where
Who you are? We did
your name
that
or where
already.
you are? You missed that.
You're not
And there
on
was
the
anybody.
If you're not on the list, then you can say your name.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm just living in Basel, Switzerland. And yeah, tomorrow, yeah, I'm actually
And then there's a few other folks.
And we're opening up the floor to anybody with software. Our basic idea was we want to talk about coding and glitch as opposed to just data bending. What is it that you do with code, or what do you know of other people's code? And obviously there's also an emerging open source community as well.
And most of you are already kind of filmmakers doing it for legal stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And during, yeah, our discussion again, where, yeah, 5-minute open mic type tool that you built yourself, talk to us, and we're happy to walk with people and use what moves you've made.
Or if you use somebody else's tool, it's open source tool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we could run over a flash drive with a VW, for example. Always effective for glitching. It's not code. What is it?
There's a few other folks that we kind of saw.
Chris Newman, who in Minneapolis, AT student for them,
Yeah, we have one more.
Oh, so sorry, yeah. I was stepping